So we're going to look at coaching today. What is coaching? Well, before we go to coaching, let's talk about why coaching is important. So the reason coaching is important is because in the business world and in any area of high performance, people who are very good at what they do don't need telling what to do. They don't need training. They don't need someone saying, oh, have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? What they need is coaching. And what coaching enables high performance athletes, business people, salespeople, any function. If you're in a function, you're good at what you do. The way to accelerate your performance further is through coaching. And if you look at the evidence behind coaching, there's a couple of really interesting pieces of work that have been done on coaching. The first is if you look at people who go through a training intervention and then just carry on with their work or carry on with whatever it was they were doing, they will retain on average 22% of what they've heard. People who go through the same training intervention and then have coaching to follow up with them, to hold them accountable for action, to help them to integrate the change and embed the new habits and behaviours, retain closer to 77% of what they've learned. So studies show that coaching improves effectiveness and take-up of learning by almost 4 times that of not coaching. The other interesting piece of work that's been done on coaching shows that for every pound or dollar invested in coaching, the return is somewhere between 6 and 8 pounds or dollars. So you get a 6 or 8-fold return on coaching. So when would you use coaching? In my career, I've used a lot of different leadership styles, not always the right style for the right occasion. That's a story for another day. But I found that coaching was most useful and effective when somebody has an innate capability and they just aren't performing at the level they should be. So there's a capability there. They just don't seem to have either the motivation, the drive, or the insight to tap into it and truly unlock it. And if you're experiencing that as a leader, if you have people in your teams or even in yourself, if you think, I'm better than this, or I have people in my team that I know can do better than this, then coaching is the answer to help you and your people unlock that next level of performance. It really is that impactful. What a coach is able to do for either a client or a team member, depending on the context, is to help them to see a new level of performance that they could not see on their own. They hold a mirror up and they're able to say, this is what you're capable of. Let's help you to unlock that. And it can be done in many different ways, but one of the most effective ways is understanding how coaching works and then applying a coaching leadership style or applying coaching skills if you're not in a leadership role. And you will enable people to hold themselves accountable for a higher level of performance. And when people are able to see a greater level of performance in themselves and be held accountable to discovering it, practicing it, and releasing it in a way, then that's when people really start to connect with higher performance. And that's what coaching really is all about. In my experience as a leader and as an executive coach, there is very little that is quite as rewarding as seeing somebody really tap into their potential and then start to fly in terms of performance. And there's a very good coaching book. If you'd like to look at research on coaching, one of the iconic coaching books is by Sir John Whitmore, and it's called Coaching for Performance. And it really is one of the books that's cited as being the key reference point for a lot of coaches. But Sir John Whitmore defined coaching as being the ability to unlock a person's potential to maximize their own growth. And as I said earlier, very often the person can't see that for themselves. So coaching can be done with structure, with principles, with techniques, and we will go into that as we go through these series of coaching videos. But for today, hopefully, just giving you an insight into the power of coaching and how it can help you and people that you work with really unlock the next level of performance. Hopefully that's useful for you as background and context. You either want to do some research on it or stay tuned to these videos, because I'm going to be talking about how you can adopt a coaching style and integrate it into your leadership and your work. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed that brief insight. I will get to coaching models in the next Leadership Success Series video from Focus for Growth. Until then, keep pushing yourself forward, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.